Well, let's see. After years of waiting for this, I finally get to see the Exorcist TV series. Now, being a fan of horror films, demonic possession scares me more than anything, aside from werewolves. But demonic possession, that's up there on the fear factor. Um, this the I remember when I was about 8 years old or maybe 10. I can't remember. I watched The Exorcist on HBO, and that was like a psychological car crash that left me scarred for life. I still am scared of that movie. I'll watch it to face my demons, pun intended, and it still gets to me. If I watch that movie, I'm most likely going to end up having a nightmare that I'm a priest doing an exorcism on a disfigured woman or person, and it's just awful. It's terrible. I can't walk into a house, a dark house, and not expect to see like Linda Blair coming out with this whole thing she had going on in that movie. Linda Blair, by herself, beautiful woman. Reagan McNeil in The Exorcist, negative. That was awful. Anyways, yeah. The series, this was the pilot for it, and I'm really glad that it was actually they've made it, because I didn't think it was going to be made. I've been waiting on this probably for about 5 or 6 years. It's been in talks, but it's never been. I didn't know it was even in production until I saw a trailer for it, and then I seen that it was Gina Davis. I was very surprised that Gina Davis was in it, because um, you never see her in anything. And if you're not familiar with Gina Davis, which you probably should be, she was in Beetlejuice. She was the wife, Alec Baldwin's wife, and yeah, Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He played Cameron. Was in here, and the other cast members I'm not too sure of. I would actually be surprised, or I'd be pretty pleased if they did maybe some cameos from Ellen Burstyn, who played the mother in the original film, or Linda Blair. That would be fantastic. Maybe Linda Blair plays like the sister of the mother or something. That'd be great. Uh, yeah, the characters, they were pretty likable. This is a pilot though, so you can't you can't really judge a series too much on a pilot. Maybe after like the fourth or fifth episode, you can kind of get a feel of the groove that's gonna happen. So I'm not gonna say that this could be the greatest series on TV. It's on Fox, so there's only so far they can push it. Originally, this back in 2011 when I was reading about it, it was supposed to be on HBO. They would have been able to push some boundaries, and if they had the cast that they do now on an HBO special, that would have been amazing. I would have loved that. I mean, I still like what I saw, but I don't, like I said, I can't judge it just yet. We're on the pilot, so I'll stay in the present and try not to go too far in the future. Um, but yeah, Gina Davis and everybody they were great in the roles that they were placed into. Bit of a twist at the end of this one. You think it's one daughter who's possessed, and then it turns out not so much. The normal one is actually showing the signs now. Well, actually, she's not showing the signs. She straight up went Linda Blair, and that was terrifying. Speaking of disfigured faces, the boy that was being exorcised from the priest in the dream, that was pretty scary. I've seen some demonic possession in films with makeup and the CGI, and it's pretty top notch for a TV 14 rating. I'm surprised it. I really wish it was on HBO. It would just, oh, they wouldn't have to worry about dealing with all sorts of constraints of graphicness, and yeah, it would just be so much better. Now that we've kind of got the characters out of the way and we've talked a little bit about them, I'm interested to see how the story will go with this. Uh, I don't know how long they can draw out a demonic possession with a girl, uh, and I really hope that it doesn't do multiple possessions of people throughout the town becoming possessed. I like my mind doesn't focus. My mind barely focuses on one conflict. I don't want several conflicts. It's just it makes you've got to worry about how they're going to set up a plot about to take out the multiple demons and all this. But there we go into the future again. I just hope that it stays focused on that one girl, kind of like the movie did. I know this is probably loosely based on that. Still, if you're gonna be inspired from something, pay at least 50% of an homage to it. So this is one episode in, so I can't say too much. I'll probably do a review on the end of the season. Um, it's hard to tell on how many episodes they can do. Like I said, how far can you draw out an exorcism? They could take it to places that would be scary and should be on HBO, but it probably won't ever. Um, but yeah, the story so far is, I mean, they kind of jumped right into it. As Gina Davis said, right to the good stuff. So we'll see how things are altered. Um, One thing about this that I enjoyed was they played Tubular Bells at the end, and every time that song comes on, it sends chills up my spine because of just what that song is affiliated with, and it's such a good song. Also, the credits at the beginning of this series with the Exorcist popping up in black background and red lettering, that was a nightmare. That was like straight out of the 70s. That was awesome. And then I did a review on Blair Witch recently about how I do not like younger actors coming on the screen, and it being all about technology and stuff. And so far, I don't know if I even saw somebody with a cell phone in here. Nobody was texting. There weren't any stupid text bubbles that popped up on the screen. Oh, I'm hanging out with Dave tonight, or whoever, whatever. It was just there, and I liked that. They didn't go too modern with it to make everything to show how technologically advanced we are now from the 70s. So yeah, it's going good so far. I really hope that it continues in the pace it's going right now. I hope it stays in a linear path and doesn't stray too far from where it should be going from its source material. I think they'll do okay if they stay on track with what they're going now. We'll see. I'll probably do a review at the end of the season, and check out more of my reviews if you can, or if you want to. I'm not going to get many subscriptions from doing reviews. Maybe if I start smashing my own TV or breaking stuff in my room, I'll get probably a couple thousand subscribers a week. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Unless I'm demonically possessed, then it might. Check back in. I'll let you know if I'm possessed or not.